Welcome back for the second installment of my GR55 TouchOSC discussion. Before I start, I should apologize if this video is putting you to sleep. I'm shooting with one camera mounted on the same mic stand, so you're not going to be seeing a lot besides the app itself. But I think most viewers will know what a GR55 looks like. Anyway, I promise we'll at least get some of these on-screen controls moving soon. First, I wanted to get into some of the details of how the setup actually works, talk about what doesn't work, and in the next video we'll start walking through the template describing all of the functionality in detail. Okay, so first of all, this is obviously an iPad app, so that much an iPad is required. If you don't have an iPad but you do have, say, an iPhone or an old iPod Touch laying around, you can actually repurpose a lot of what's on display here by copying and pasting what you need to a template that's formatted for those devices. Just let me know in the comments section or on the VGuitar Forums if you're interested in doing that, and I'll try to help you out. Okay, so the iPad is running an app called TouchOSC by a company called Hexler.net, and TouchOSC in turn requires either a MIDI adapter or an OSC to MIDI translator to connect to and talk to the GR55. Now, for reasons I don't personally understand, TouchOSC will only send sysx via OSC, not via straight MIDI, and doing anything interesting with the GR55 involves lots and lots of sysx. So we have to go with an adapter that can translate from OSC to MIDI. And I'm personally fairly new to OSC, so if any of my terminology is a little off, by all means correct me in the comments section, whatever, but be gentle. There's a lot of confusing to me at any rate, standards, emerging, core MIDI, etc., and I don't know much about compatibility. So if you're going to jump into this, do some research in advance, ask questions on VGuitar so you don't waste your time or your money. Personally, I'm using a device called the Missing Link from Jabrudian Industries, which is really cool in that it's wireless. It basically acts as a Wi-Fi host that your iPad connects to. I'll post links to the Hexler site and the Jabrudian site in case you want to research the app or that particular adapter, respectively. I said I wanted to talk about what doesn't work. Nearly everything the GR55 will do is exposed on these dozen or so pages, but there are a few minor caveats and one big one. The big one being that the editor will only push information out to the GR55. It's not in itself aware of the state of the GR55 in any way. The biggest ramification is that when you navigate to a new patch on the GR55, the controls on screen aren't going to automatically jump to reflect the values stored in the patch. In effect, you're flying blind. And this is kind of a bummer until you get used to it. I'll talk about some strategies to minimize the pain in the next video. A couple of other lesser hassles. There's no right button on screen here. You still have to press the right button, the physical right button on the GR55 itself to save a patch. And worse, you have to rename the patches with that godforsaken wheel down there. I've asked Hexler to add some features to TouchOSC to help implement patch renaming on the iPad, but I don't think I've got a lot of pull there. Beyond this, all but a couple of controls, which I'll detail as we go along, are fully functional, and I personally have found the interface to be much more intuitive, even sometimes inspiring, than what's found on the GR55 itself. Next video, we'll get the template actually moving, and after that, we'll hear some tones. Thanks again for watching.